If you're a woman who's trying to get pregnant or is already pregnant, the Zika virus might be scarier than the government and the media are letting on. Here are some reasons why you should be aware and what you can do about it. The CDC released today that they are monitoring 320 pregnant women for the Zika virus. While only 7 babies in the U.S. are on record to have been born with birth defects from Zika, and only 5 pregnancies have been lost due to Zika, the numbers are only escalating. As time passes, we will see how many of these 320 babies are born with birth defects. While the numbers are still fairly low in the U.S., there have been over 1,600 confirmed cases of microcephaly, that is, the birth defects caused by Zika, which were linked to Zika in Brazil. The Zika virus is primarily spread through mosquito bites. Specifically, the virus is only carried by the Aedes species of mosquito, which generally live in warm climates like South and Central America. Zika can also be spread through sex with an infected man. In non-pregnant individuals, Zika causes flu-like symptoms including fever, rash, joint pain, and conjunctivitis. Symptoms usually last between a few days and a week, and people rarely die of Zika. It's not a concern if you aren't pregnant. If you are pregnant, though, Zika can be a very dangerous disease. The virus is transmitted from the mother to the fetus, as all things generally are. Approximately 13% of babies born to mothers who contract the Zika virus will have microcephaly, a debilitating birth defect causing an abnormally small head and incomplete brain development. Outside of the Zika virus, microcephaly only occurs in 0.02 to 0.12% of U.S. births. At the beginning of the year, the CDC and the U.S. government were telling us not to worry about Zika. It wouldn't come up this far north, and since the symptoms are so mild in the majority of the population, it won't affect us too much. But with the 2016 Olympics in Rio coming up next month, we have seen moves that would suggest that maybe Zika is worth considering. U.S. officials are already taking steps to protect the athletes traveling to Brazil for the Olympics, though I haven't heard them doing anything to help the spectators. The U.S. Olympic Committee has formed a special infectious disease advisory group, which has put some rules into place for the Olympic athletes. Rules like they must wear long-sleeve shirts and pants when outside, their accommodations must be air-conditioned, and they will be given condoms to use for up to 6 months after they return. More than 550 of the U.S. Olympic athletes are women and will be monitored closely for signs of the Zika virus. This isn't convincing all of the athletes to travel, however. At least 2 of them have already decided not to attend, Australia's Mark Leishman and Fiji's Vijay Singh, both Olympic golfers. U.S. women's soccer goalie Hope Solo told CNBC that she would go, but probably wouldn't leave her hotel room for anything except practices and matches. Many researchers have argued that the Olympics should be canceled due to the risk to any female athletes or spectators who plan to become pregnant in the next year or so. What should we take from all this? If the Olympic Committee is worried about Zika, if the athletes are worried about Zika, then we probably should be too. And while I hope you won't be going down to Brazil for the Olympics, if you live in the southern U.S., you won't have to go that far. While no local-born Zika cases have been found in the U.S. as of yet, there have been cases discovered in Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and American Samoa. But our favorite neighbor to the south has had reported cases, and if a mosquito with Zika can live in northern Mexico, it can probably live in southern Texas. But what can you do if you're a woman who's trying to get pregnant or is already pregnant this summer? There isn't a lot, but you can take the normal precautions against mosquitoes. Use bug spray, wear sleeves and pants, stay inside when you can. Many authorities in Brazil have suggested putting off plans to have babies until the Zika virus has run its course. As someone who is having trouble conceiving, I wouldn't recommend just putting it off to anyone, but you must know the risk that you're running. And while 13% may not seem like a large number, it's definitely something to be aware of. Have an opinion? Leave me a comment below. I'll never delete comments, and I will reply to as many as I can. If you have an idea for a story I should do, or you just want to get a hold of me, tweet at me at littlemissskeptical, and follow me on Twitter for updates and opinions about news, politics, and general tomfoolery. If you like my videos, please consider becoming a part of the Skeptical family. Your support is so important right now in getting these questions and facts out there. We can't let the leftists bury the facts and push emotion before logic. Please share my videos with anyone you think might enjoy them and urge more people to support those of us who are trying to expose the truth and logic in the world. Thanks for watching!